We are about to get underway with the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series. At this time, we ask that everyone please rise, and if you are moving around the Speedway grounds, please pause with us for just a moment. Our opening ceremonies tonight will include an invocation from West Virginia's late model driver John Messenger, as well as the playing of our national anthem. So, gentlemen, please remove your caps, and at this time we introduce Mr. John Messenger.
Please bow your heads. Lord, we thank you for stopping the rain and letting us have a beautiful day to race. We also like to thank you for coming down and dying on the cross for us, that we may have a chance at eternal life to be with you in heaven now and forever and forevermore. Thank you for all the wonderful blessings you give us. In your holy and precious and loving name, we beg you please. Amen.
And now please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to go NASCAR racing? We've got the Top Dog Challenge for the NASCAR late models coming up first, a 4-lap dash for cash. Then we'll go into the first of our twin Smale Pontiac GMC modified features here on Beckwith Material Handling Night. NASCAR Super Late Model Division competing in the 4-lap Top Dog Challenge Dash for Cash. First item on the agenda each and every Friday night here at MOTORDROME. This 4-lap event does not pay any points toward the championship battle. It is merely a dash for cash. This 4-lap event was created in 2005, giving the fans another opportunity to see our top division of race cars in action each Friday night. Top 4 finishers from last week's feature event make up the starting grid. Last week's feature winner starts 4th. Last week's 4th place finisher starts 1st. Inverted start, and on the speedway, 3 former MOTORDROME Speedway champions. Number 60, in car number 25, 2-time and defending champion, the Dunbar Dominator, Rick Miller, and last week's winner from Brewston Mills, West Virginia, Richard Mitchell, and there's the green. 4 laps the distance, Top Dog Challenge. Bobby Henry, last week's 4th place finisher, starts from the pole in this inverted start. Richard Mitchell in car 22 makes a pass of the 2-time and defending champion Rick Miller. Mitchell, also a 2-time MOTORDROME champion in car 22. Mitchell, the 2000 and 2001 champion here at the Speedway. Rick Miller now battles back to the inside in car 25. All of the drivers on the Speedway have won a Top Dog Challenge so far this season. Henry, your leader, Will Trout second, door-to-door in the battle for 3rd. At the scoring line on lap 2 of 4, Richard Mitchell had the 3rd position just by inches officially. Bobby Henry in front, Gary Wiltrout in 2nd, Richard Mitchell 3rd, Rick Miller 4th, white flag indicates final lap. All 4 drivers in this event have been feature winners so far in 2005 at MOTORDROME Speedway. Henry out in front, a 4-time winner. Wiltrout in 2nd, a 1-time winner. 3 wins for Mitchell in 3rd, 5 wins for Miller in 4th. There's the checkered flag for Bobby Henry. Top Dog Challenge winner, driving the Stone & Company Lint Flooring, Megan Ford number 11 from Connellsville, Pennsylvania, Bobby Henry. Features taking to the Speedway tonight. This event, the crown jewel on the schedule for the division. 25 laps the total distance. We have completed lap number 10. As leader Mike Bacalon reaches the scoring line to take the green flag at the flag stand, we will begin working lap number 11 of 25. This feature event was started on May 27th and cut short by rain. Mike Bacalon, your leader, Adam Kostelnik second, Matt Panaya third, Bo Glemba fourth, George P. Nicola fifth. Those drivers were the top 5 when the field's running order was frozen on Friday night, May 27th. Once again, the crown jewel event, the Smale Pontiac GMC 25. This 25-lap feature has 10 laps completed, which were contested on May 27th. We will be going from lap 11 through 25 as the first of twin features tonight for the Smale Pontiac GMC Modified Division. Starting as the leader in car number 98.3 from North Versailles, Pennsylvania, veteran Mike Bacalon in the Froggy-sponsored machine. Starting second, the defending champion and current points leader from East McKeesport, Pennsylvania, the Viglione Racing number 60 is Adam Kostelnik. Starting in third in car number 32 from Plumboro, Pennsylvania, Matt Panaya, who still seeks his career first victory. Starting fourth, Bo Glemba from Charleroi in car 99, also seeking his first career win. George P. Nicola in the 97 starts from fifth position. Gary Scott starts sixth, Jim Nicola seventh. Harry Opfer in the 01 starting 8th, Bob Shipp, the division rookie, in the 04 starting 9th, then it's Ohio Tom Frank in the 6 car. Panaya has trouble getting up to speed on the restart. George P. Nicola slips underneath the 32, taking over third. Gary Scott in the 16 is a 3-time winner. He's door-to-door with Panaya for the 4th position. Matt Panaya quickly loses 2 positions on the restart in car 32, dropping him back to 5th, and now feeling a challenge from Bo Glemba in the 99. He could be back to 6th very soon. Up front, the bumper-to-bumper racing is Mike Bacalon and Adam Kostelnik to the inside in car 60. At the end of the front straight, Kostelnik with not enough momentum to complete that pass. Leader Mike Bacalon has 1 feature victory this season. We're working lap 12 of 25 in the Smale 25 with Adam Kostelnik, the defending champion, hounding the leader. Crossed flags now indicating halfway through this feature. We completed 10 laps on May 27th. We're going from lap 11 to lap 25 here tonight. Smale Pontiac GMC, the division sponsors of this crown jewel event for the modified division, and the open wheel warriors are bumper to bumper up front. Mike Bacalon of North Versailles still your leader on lap 14 by inches at the scoring line officially in car 98. The car number 60 of Adam Kostelnik has won more features so far this season than any other driver. Kostelnik looked to make a high side pass, couldn't get it done at the scoring line. This lap will begin working lap 15 of 25. This time, Bacalon has an entire car length of advantage over Kostelnik. Bacalon, the veteran competitor who started in the pure stock division, successfully raced his way through the street stock division into the old pro stocks and has found himself a home in the open wheel modifieds sponsored by Smale Pontiac GMC. Make the lead battle a 3-car fight. Bacalon holding off Kostelnik, and George P. Nicola joins the fight. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania's George P. Nicola in car 97 returned to competition last week after a hand injury sidelined him for 2 races, and he makes contact with Kostelnik. Close racing wheel-to-wheel up front. Kostelnik got the 60 car loose as he's feeling a challenge for the 2nd spot from George P. Nicola. Nicola, the Pittsburgh resident, is a 2-time feature winner this season in car number 97. He makes his way past the current points leader, sending Kostelnik back to 3rd. Gary Scott is 4th on the racetrack. He's 2nd in the point standings coming into tonight's racing action. Mike Bacalon leading on lap 18, now over George P. Nicola in 2nd. Adam Kostelnik in 3rd. Gary Scott in 4th. Bo Glemba is a distant 5th in car 99. All eyes are on the front 4. Bacalon was able to fend off the outside lane challenges of Adam Kostelnik, and now he has George P. Nicola in car 97 closing in on him. Soon we could have the 4 front runners bumper to bumper here in the Smale 25. We are working lap number 19, and when Mike Bacalon, your leader, reaches the scoring line, Chief Starter Denny Carson signals 5 laps to go. Bacalon and the Froggy 98.3 machine hugging the inside lane. Kostelnik could not pull off an outside pass for the lead, but he's back to challenging Nicola for the runner-up spot. Gary Scott, the 4th car in a 4-car breakaway, second place battle, wheel to wheel, Kostelnik and Nicola. Now Kostelnik switches to the inside lane. Nicola in the 97 car is up high. Door-to-door racing on lap 21 allows Mike Bacalon, the leader, to develop a 3-car length advantage. Gary Scott watches from 4th. All 4 drivers in the lead pack have won features this season. Leading feature winner Adam Kostelnik is 2nd. Kostelnik with 5 victories. George P. Nicola in the 97 car in 3rd, his pair of victories. And 3-time winner Gary Scott from Harrison City, Pennsylvania drives car 16 in the 4th spot. Mike Bacalon with just 1 feature victory, leading this one on May 27th, picked up the lead here tonight on lap 11. And gets the signal for 2 to go. They're door-to-door in turn number 2. Kostelnik, the points leader, challenging race-long leader Mike Bacalon. It's a 3-car fight for the lead in the crown jewel event for the Smale Pontiac GMC Modified Division. Bacalon will see the white flag indicating 1 lap to go. Nicola close enough to reach out and touch his back bumper. Adam Kostelnik trying to build up momentum for a high side pass for the win. Door-to-door is the battle for 2nd. Nicola and Kostelnik rubbing wheels around the racetrack. Gary Scott is in 4th, and here comes the checkered flag. Kostelnik is shuffled out of the groove. Mike Bacalon will win by a car length over George P. Nicola. A thrilling feature event kicks off Beckwith Material Handling Night at MOTORDROME Speedway. How about that for close racing action? Wheel to wheel, the top 4 cars. The Smale Pontiac GMC 25 has concluded for the modified division. Coming home in 5th from Charleroi, Pennsylvania, car 99 is Bo Glemba, finishing in 4th, current points leader and leading winner in the division from East McKeesport in car 60, Adam Kostelnik, finishing 3rd, a 3-time winner this season in car 16, Gary Scott from Harrison City, Pennsylvania, and collecting his 2nd victory of 2005 from North Versailles, Pennsylvania, Mike Bacalon. Well, Mike Bacalon, a sigh of relief. You took the lead back on May 27th, and since then, you've had a pretty disastrous season. You get everything back together to come home in victory lane in the biggest event of the season for the Smale Modifieds.
Yeah, that's the thing. We had some really up and down weeks this year. Car's been great. We got tied up with a couple cars that we shouldn't be tied up with. I don't know what, has been going on, but everybody's out here to race really hard, and we're out here to race, put on a show. And luckily tonight, I knew if I made him race on the outside, he'd try me on the outside. But I had a good car on the bottom tonight, so I just protected my lead and stayed where I wanted to stay.
Now, you had a serious crash which eliminated you from competition for a couple of weeks, so you're not right now a threat for the championship. So let's talk about your career going years back. You've raced in the pure stocks, the pro stocks, the street stocks. You've driven just about everything here. Tell the fans a little about your career.
Yeah, like you said, I started out in the pure stocks here, in the street stocks, and I won championships in both. Won championship in the modified. I really don't have nothing to prove. I'm out here to race, have fun. As long as my crew comes to help me, Froggy supports us. And the racetrack's still here, and there's fans sitting up there. I'll be here to race.
Now, you have another feature coming up later tonight. Are you going to need to make changes to this race car, or were you happy with that winning performance, even though the front runners were bearing right down on you?
Actually, I was really, really happy. I didn't run the race I wanted to race. The car, we could have been a lot faster. But when you're in front, you don't know what's going on behind you. You have to race to protect most of the time here because of the way the top 5 competitors, top 10 competitors are. So, I just wasn't going to give it away, that's all.
He didn't give it away, and a chance to thank your sponsors who give you what you need to compete.
Yeah, I really got to thank Froggy. They really come up the last 2 years and made it enjoyable for me paying some of the bills. Stage Tire, I got to thank my wife, Chris. Engine guy, Lester, without them, the rest of the crew, Brian, Berger, and Little Nick, without them guys, I wouldn't be here tonight. And without you fans. So thanks. Thanks a lot.
There he is with his 2nd win of the season. He wins the biggest event of the year for the Smale Pontiac GMC Modifieds. He's Mike Bacalon. car 77. Outside in car 35, Bill Ashton from Hopwood. Inside row 2, leading winner, Frank Turek from Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania, car 5. Then it's the 76 machine, driven by Tom Knight Sr. from Plum, Pennsylvania. 64 car is driven by Bill Henry from Vandergrift. The 22 is Robin Rimmel from White, Pennsylvania. There's the green flag. Sean Phillips drives car number 31 from Waynesburg, and that's the starting lineup. 2 by 2, they stay door to door into turns 1 and 2. Rich Burbage, your leader in car 77, has one preliminary heat race win to his credit this season. Outside of him, it's recent feature winner in car 35, Bill Ashton. Frank Turek in car 5 makes his way to the inside, 3 wide at the end of the front straight. Frank Turek in car number 5, the defending points champion and current points leader in car 5. He takes off with the lead. Now it's side by side, Ashton and Burbage. This time they're battling for second, not the lead. Frank Turek in car number 5 so far this season has 10 heat race victories. Turek, the leading feature winner with 6 victories in 2005. Leading the point standings at this juncture over Jason Holder, who will be out in our second heat race. On the racetrack in second, the 35 machine is driven by Bill Ashton. The Hopwood, Pennsylvania driver has 1 heat race win and 1 feature victory. Burbage, the pole sitter and early race leader, now back to third. Directly behind him, the 76 of Tom Knight. Knight was a feature winner a little earlier this season. He's only competed twice, and one of those was a victory. Outside of him, Robin Rimmel in car 22. Rimmel, the driver who comes into this weekend third in the point standings and 3 wide at the back of the pack. Your leader is Frank Turek in car 5. Second is Bill Ashton in the 35. 77 of Rich Burbage is third. Robin Rimmel, the 22 car, is fourth. 76 of Tom Knight is fifth. Burbage slipping to the high side. Number 77 car riding in third spot. Loose handling condition as the rear of that machine continues to slide out on him in the corners. Watching the front wheels of the 77 car, he's turning right to go left. The car is so loose, they're 3 wide behind him, but Robin Rimmel takes over third. Ford number 22, all you Ford fans cheering for Robin Rimmel tonight as he moves into third. Burbage again sliding like he's on a dirt track out of turn number 4 and makes contact with Phillips in the 31. Burbage's handling problems now becoming a problem for Sean Phillips, who was unable to avoid the sliding 77 car, which drifts up toward the outside wall again. Phillips made his first start last week and finished 5th in the feature in car 31. White flag indicates final lap for this first heat race in the Subway Street Stock division. Frank Turek in car 5 from Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania, your leader. He has 10 preliminary heat race victories so far this season. And headed out of turn number 4, the defending champion will see the checkered flag for an 11th heat race win of the season. Finishing 5th in the first Subway Street Stock heat race from Plumboro, Pennsylvania, Tom Knight Sr. Finishing 4th in car number 31, Sean Phillips from Waynesburg. Finishing 3rd in car 22 from White, Pennsylvania, Robin Rimmel. Finishing 2nd in car 35, that is Bill Ashton from Hopwood. And winning his 11th preliminary heat race of 2005 from Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania in car 5, Frank Turek. Second Subway Street Stock heat race rolls onto the Speedway. As we get ready for the feature events tonight, we will play the Subway Street Stock Challenge, where we will draw at random one of the Street Stock drivers' names from a hat. If that driver wins tonight's 20-lap feature, everyone in attendance will win a free 6-inch meatball sub courtesy of Subway. We'll play that game just a little later on tonight. Tell you how your ticket stub can turn into a gift certificate for a 6-inch meatball sub in the Subway Challenge. Jonathan Heilman drives car 15 from Bell Vernon on the pole. Last week's feature winner for his first career win, Dave Tavermina in 25. Second in the point standings is car number 74, Jason Holder. 57 is Andrew Kostelnik. 78 is Joe Holp, starting beside his son, Mike Holp, in the 88. Car number 6 is driven by Al Minjock. Side by side, Jonathan Heilman and Dave Tavermina. at the front of the field, door to door, and look at Jason Holder, the man who's second in the point standings in car 74. He's trying to break free of Andrew Kostelnik's 57 car to challenge Tavermina for second. Jonathan Heilman, your leader. Heilman of Bell Vernon, a graduate this year of Bell Vernon High School. The driver of car number 15 skipped his graduation ceremony to come out and race with us on Friday night a few weeks back. Heilman in the 15 car is currently 7th in the point standings. And look at Holder trying to take away second from last week's feature winner, Tavermina. Jason Holder in car 74, the Stoystown Auto Wreckers machine, takes away the runner-up position from Dave Tavermina. Tavermina won last week's Subway Street Stock feature, but has a different car in action tonight. He left last week's winning number 25 at home and jumped behind the wheel of the orange-nosed car that's currently riding in third. Third place, Dave Tavermina. That car typically competes on Saturday night as number 05, so they have pieced a number 2 out of tape in order to maintain his position in the point standings as the driver of car 25. He is third and challenging Jason Holder, who took away second spot just a lap ago. Jonathan Heilman, the race-long leader, halfway through this one. 4 laps down, 4 to go. Andrew Kostelnik in 4th. 4 cars breaking away from Joe Holpen, the 78 car, in 5th. Jonathan Heilman in car number 15, yet to see a checkered flag in 2005. Last season, Heilman placed 7th in the final point standings of the street stock division. The teenage driver has showed much promise this season, has been very fast, and has been a contender for a first career feature win. And he is leading Jason Holder, who is second in the point standings, coming into tonight with 2 laps to go. Dave Tavermina switches race cars, has his new ride third on the Speedway after his career first win a week ago. Andrew Kostelnik in car 57, younger brother of modified champion Adam Kostelnik. 4 cars breaking away from the rest of the field. The white flag indicates final lap. Working lap 7 of 8 in the second and final Subway Street Stock Division heat race. Jonathan Heilman in the 15, holding off Jason Holder. Holder in car number 74 has a feature win so far this season and a preliminary heat race win. And for the first time in 2005, seeing the checkered flag will be the 15 of Jonathan Heilman. Returning to competition this evening after a couple weeks off after a serious accident in car number 43, the driver from Elizabeth, Pennsylvania, 3-year late model veteran Mike Adams. Outside of Adams, 2-time and defending champion and current points leader, the Brooks Automotive Group, Valvoline 25, the Dunbar Dominator, Rick Miller with 10 heat race wins on the season. Inside row number 2, sophomore driver from North Huntington, Pennsylvania, the Manns Home Medical Service 15 of Brandon Manns. Jennerstown Speedway points leader from Delmont, Pennsylvania, car number 91 is Tommy Beck. 4-time feature winner Bobby Henry from Connellsville drives car 11, making his 3rd start in car 18, Chapmanville. Green flag is out. 10 laps the distance. The NASCAR late model preliminary heat race number 1, and Rick Miller is out to an early lead, taking the point position away from pole sitter Mike Adams. Door to door is the battle for 4th, Bobby Henry and Tommy Beck. Tommy Beck had difficulty on that start, falls back a couple of spots. Brandon Manns now taking 2nd position away from front row starter Mike Adams. Manns in car number 15, the Ford Taurus machine from North Huntington in the runner-up spot. Bobby Henry into 3rd. And just as we mentioned, Tommy Beck having problems, we mentioned, 91 car pulls into the pit area. Tommy Beck, a former modified Touring Series champion, pulls the 91 car in. This is his 2nd start of the year at Motordrome, and it's a troublesome one in this heat race. Rick Miller out in front all by himself, working lap number 3 of 10. Miller, the 2-time and defending champion in car number 25, leading his teammate from last year, Brandon Manns. Manns was a rookie to the late model division last year, driving the Bellevue chassis team car to Rick Miller. And Brandon Manns has a mirror full of Bobby Henry. Ford Taurus is battling for 2nd behind the Brooks Automotive Pontiac Grand Prix of Rick Miller. Henry, with 101 career feature victories, dives to the inside and makes room for himself next to Brandon Manns. Henry, top dog challenge winner earlier tonight, takes second position officially at the scoring line on lap 5 by inches. Rick Miller now in front. Bobby Henry completing the pass for second. Brandon Manns in third. Mike Adams a distant fourth. This first late model heat race on Beckwith Machinery Company Material Handling Division night at MOTORDROME Speedway, being dominated by the Dunbar Dominator in car 25. Miller, the leading feature winner in the division and by far the leading heat race winner. He's got 10 heat race wins and 5 feature victories, helping to propel him to the points lead here in the late model division this season. Miller in car number 25, the former ASA National Touring Series traveler, sees the signal for 2 laps to go, leading Bobby Henry, Brandon Manns, and a distant fourth, Mike Adams, returning to competition after 2 weeks off. Bobby Henry in second, the top dog challenge winner, has 4 victories so far this season. Brandon Manns in the 15 car does have 1 heat race win as well as a top dog challenge victory in car number 15. Working the final lap of the first heat race of Beckwith Material Handling Division night. And for the 11th time in 2005, the Dunbar Dominator dominates his heat race, getting the win over Bobby Henry and Brandon Manns. Chad Hemphill in car number 18 will be the last to cross the finish line as Tommy Beck withdrew from this event. Hemphill makes his 3rd start of the season here at MOTORDROME. But after the first 10-lap preliminary heat for the Napa NASCAR late models, Hemphill in 5th, Mike Adams in 4th, Brandon Manns in car 15 finishing 3rd, Bobby Henry finishing 2nd on the racetrack. He's 2nd in the point standings coming into tonight and getting the victory, the current points leader. In car number 25, the Brooks Automotive Valvoline Bellevue chassis machine, the Dunbar Dominator, Rick Miller. And how about a hand, everybody in the orange shirts cheering tonight for Greensburg's Steve Black in the Beckwith Machinery Company Toyota Forklifts number 1. Steve Black in the Ford Taurus car number 1 starting scratch in this division. Steve Black actually driving a late model car in the division of super late models. So he is, in a word, outclassed with equipment. The late model division will be making their debut later this season. Black already prepared for that in car number 1 as the super late model field pulls away from the Greensburg driver. It is Gary Wiltrout out in front. Drivers from Somerset, Pennsylvania in car 60. The Stone & Company, Lint Flooring, Megan Ford, Benz Motorsports entry. He has 1 feature win this season, Wiltrout in the 60. Last week, Wiltrout won his 4th preliminary heat race as John Messenger coming into this weekend 5th in the point standings, currently 2nd on the racetrack. Then it's Richard Mitchell, the Howard Concrete Pumping, Tom Clark Chevrolet 22. Richard Mitchell in 3rd, about to challenge for 2nd. Mitchell, a former NASCAR Northeast Region champion, pulling wheel to wheel with Messenger in turn number 3. Door to door, the battle for runner-up position out of turn number 4. Still Messenger at the scoring line. Working lap number 4 of 10, John Messenger, still officially the leader at the scoring line in the battle for 2nd. They are door to door, a pair of West Virginia drivers battling for 2nd behind former champion Gary Wiltrout. Now John Komarinsky joins that fight. Crossed flags indicating halfway through this 2nd heat race for the NASCAR Super Late Model Division. Richard Mitchell finally pulls out to a full car length ahead of fellow West Virginian John Messenger in the battle for 2nd. Gary Wiltrout having things all his way up front. John Komarinsky in 4th. The Rolling Rock Green Light sponsor number 33 of Komarinsky. This is a backup car after he significantly damaged his primary ride in a collision with Ben Miley a few weeks ago on the back straight. He is 4th and has had some of his best performances in the last 4 weeks. Like modified feature winner Mike Bacalon, John Komarinsky has competed in every division that races here at Motordrome Speedway, the street stocks, the trucks, and the NASCAR late models. He is fourth on the Speedway, while the signal for 2 laps to go is given to Gary Wiltrout. Wiltrout has been a champion not only here at Motordrome Speedway, but also at the Jennerstown Speedway. He has 1 feature victory so far this season, and he will see the white flag indicating final lap toward perhaps another heat race victory. Richard Mitchell into second, John Messenger in third. Then Komarinsky and the rookie Tony Mussolino in fifth. Out of turn number 4 for the 5th time this season, Gary Wiltrout, a heat race winner. From Charleroi, Pennsylvania, the 7 machine is Ben Easler from Allison Park, and there's the green flag. 8 laps of racing for the Smale Pontiac GMC Modifieds. Last week, division rookie Bob Shipp in the 04 led half the feature event and finished a career-high second. He was the dominant force in the Yellow Book Charger division last season, and now a modified rookie. He has 1 heat race win already this season and leads lap 1. Behind Bob Shipp, and we have a spin. Bo Glemba in car 99 started scratching the field. He'd passed 3 cars, does a loop, continues on, but the caution flag has already come out for the 99 of Bo Glemba. It's 20-lap feature. Bob Shipp leading Mike Bacalon, John Probanich in the 11, and then the Ohio driver Brad Calvert in car 12. Challenging Calvert for 4th, it's defending champion Adam Kostelnik in the Calvert pushes way up the racetrack. He had the wheels locked left. The tight condition in car number 12. That allows Kostelnik through, and here comes Tom Knight taking another position away from Calvert. Side by side for the lead. Working lap number 2, a dead heat at the scoring line. Leader was still Bob Shipp when they reached the flag stand, but Shipp could be back to 3rd this lap as Mike Bacalon takes over the lead after his feature win earlier. John Probanich now clears Shipp by 1 car length in car 11 for 2nd. Shuffling of the order on lap 3 of 10. Mike Bacalon, your new leader. John Probanich in car number 11. The East McKeesport driver up to 2nd now. Bob Shipp in 3rd, and points leader Adam Kostelnik up to 4th. It's Tom Knight Sr. in the 5th spot. Crossed flags indicate halfway. 4 laps down and 4 to go. Mike Bacalon just won his 2nd feature of the season in the biggest race of the year, held over from May 27th. The driver of the 98 machine already has 2 preliminary heat race wins this season, could be making it 3. He leads over Probanich, and now in 3rd is Kostelnik. Adam Kostelnik takes away 3rd position from Bob Shipp. Those 2 drivers finished 1st and 2nd in last week's feature. Kostelnik taking away the spot just as he did for the win last week, moving into 3rd around Shipp in the 04, and now it's Tom Knight Sr. who will be knocking on the door of the rookie. The 76 of Tom Knight Sr., an occasional competitor here at Motordrome. He is currently 5th on the Speedway, with Bob Shipp in 4th, Adam Kostelnik in 3rd, John Probanich 2nd, and there's the white flag for Mike Bacalon. Mike Bacalon from North Versailles, Pennsylvania. It's a busy night as he just completed a 25-lap feature by going to victory lane. And now the 2002 modified champion will win his 3rd preliminary heat race of the season. Harry Opfer from Bell Vernon drives the 01. Matt Smith from New Eagle drives car 3. Al Civic in the 94 car. Rick Huffman in the 9. Tom Franks in the 6 car. Green flag for 8 more laps of competition. Gary Scott in car 16. He is in the 2nd position in the point standings with 3 feature wins and takes off with the early lead over the Nicola family, now 2nd and 3rd as George P. Nicola moves to the outside of Matt Penaya. George P. Nicola had his father, George Sr., filling in for him while he had a hand injury, healing for a couple of weeks, returned to competition last Friday night. And now battling for second, Jim Nicola on the outsides, George P. Nicola on the inside, wheel to wheel at the finish line, scoring lap number 2 with George P. Nicola moving up to second. Matt Panaya in car 32, now a part of this battle as he is challenging Jim Nicola for third. All by himself out front, Harrison City, Pennsylvania's Gary Scott in second, George P. Nicola, Matt Panaya now third. And from deep in the field, car number 3, affectionately known as the Nuclear Banana, Matt Smith from New Eagle. He takes position to the inside and is now fourth, moving around Jim Nicola. Smale, Pontiac GMC, the modified division sponsors. Proud to have them on board. Smale Pontiac GMC also provides our GMC safety truck, and Smale providing us with the Pontiac Grand Prix pace car that will lead all of our feature events to the green flag. Turning our attention back to the battle for third, Matt Smith has moved around Nicola, and now Matt Panaya for third. Car number 3 now riding in the third position. Matt Smith is 9th in the point standings coming into this weekend's racing. He has taken away third after starting deep in the field. Jim Nicola has dropped back to 5th, Matt Panaya 4th, but up front it's all Gary Scott with 2 laps to go and George P. Nicola 2nd. George P. Nicola, the driver second on the Speedway, has 4 heat race victories so far this season. Gary Scott, despite 3 feature wins, has only 1 preliminary heat race win, and he will see the white flag indicating final lap. George P. Nicola may be able to pull up to the rear bumper of Scott as they enter turn number 3. He's gained ground in the last 2 laps, but it won't be enough for a winning pass. Harrison City, Pennsylvania's Gary Scott winning the second Smale modified heat race. Deneen, the points leader, drives car 16. Larry Vance in car 28. Kevin Ludwig in 51. Bill Oldham drives the 5 car. You Mopar fans can be cheering for the 67 of Chuck Hall. And then it's rookie sensation Richie Miller in car 87, the 5-time winner. Heat race will be 5 laps in distance for the Advance Auto Parts American Flyers, and Gene Greco is out to an early lead over Aaron Minjock. 16 car, leading winner in the division, Ed Deneen. Deneen, a 6-time feature winner. The Ed's Auto Service 16 car challenging Minjock for second. See many of the drivers leave the brake lights illuminated in these machines. 4-cylinder street-based automobiles on street tires, racing for a trophy only. This is the way to move from the grandstands to the racetrack with a minimal investment in equipment. Gene Greco in car 22 leading Aaron Minjock, Ed Deneen. Then Larry Vance in 4th, Richie Miller in 5th from deep in the field. Door to door in the battle for the lead, Gene Greco and Aaron Minjock. 22 car driven by Greco. He's a resident of Scottdale, Pennsylvania. Minjock is from Greenock, PA. 2 wide and possibly 3 wide at the end of the front straight. Minjock is your new leader on lap 3 of 5. Ed Deneen in car 16. Throwing the back end loose in a front wheel drive car is Ed Deneen. That's tough to do on the pavement here. Minjock remains the leader. Deneen trying to thread the needle between Minjock and Greco. Battle for 4th is Larry Vance in the 28 and Richie Miller in 87, a pair of feature winners this season. White flag waving, Minjock feels a challenge now. He leads by 1 fender. Into turn number 1, Ed Deneen, the points leader, drifting up the banking nearly door to door and almost making contact with Minjock in 34. The points leader in car number 16. On the final lap in turn number 3, has a fender out in front. Deneen has won 7 preliminary heats to this point in the season. Call it number 8 for Ed Deneen over Aaron Minjock. Feature winner Rick Broadwater in car 9. Inside row 2, opening night feature winner Tracy Keller in the 1. The 32 is Dan Jordan from Connellsville. The 04 is Brian Ship from Jefferson Hills. The 8 is Scott Aiello from White Oak, and there's the green flag. 3 wide in turn 1. Ankrum gets shoved out of the way by Tracy Keller. Repercussions send Dan Jordan up the banking, losing positions in car 32. This heat race is 6 laps long, but they're fighting for the win at the drop of the green. Yellow Book Charger feature later tonight will be 15 laps in distance, and Rick Broadwater with a month-old race car that's already seen a feature victory leading this one in car 9. Tracy Keller in car number 1 is second in the point standings in the Yellow Book Charger division. He's challenging Broadwater to the outside. Then the 8 of Scott Aiello. Aiello's only been competing about 4 or 5 weeks. He has 2 preliminary heat race victories already, as they'll be door-to-door headed for the scoring line. We're now working lap number 2. Broadwater maintains the lead, but it's a 3-car fight for the win. Tracy Keller of Mount Pleasant, car number 1. Scott Aiello in car number 8. A few weeks back, Broadwater got his first career win in a photo finish, defeating points leader Jeff Giles by inches. And now they will just about go 3 wide on the front straight. Halfway through this preliminary heat, 6 laps the distance, 3 completed. Rick Broadwater from Level Green, Pennsylvania. He was a guest on our radio show after that career first victory. He's an engineer in Level Green, Pennsylvania, and recently completed this car. He's got a similar number 9 for sale if you're looking to become a competitor in the Yellow Book Charger division. Keller in the 1, pulling almost up to the door in the outside lane with leader Broadwater, but each time into turn 3, Scott Aiello makes it a 3-car battle for the lead. We've got a caution flag. We have debris on the back straight. The reason for this caution on lap 4 of 6, the Yellow Book Charger Division preliminary heat race. Our Smale Pontiac GMC safety truck will head to the back straight and make sure everything is safe for the competitors. Rick Broadwater in car number 9, your leader. Scott Aiello in the 8 from White Oak, Pennsylvania, second. Tracy Keller from Mount Pleasant is third. We have 2 laps left in this Yellow Book Charger first preliminary heat race. Rick Broadwater, Scott Aiello, Tracy Keller, all 3 of those cars were in one gaggle at the front of the pack. Aiello was officially scored as second when the caution flag came out for debris on the back straight. He takes up chase of leader Broadwater. Tracy Keller unable to keep that pace with the leaders on the restart after he had run second most of this event. Now it's Scott Aiello who's pulling door to door with leader Broadwater. There's the white flag. Last season, Rick Broadwater was 7th in the final point standings, but did not win a feature event. That car that locked him into the top 10 in the standings is for sale, and this new car gave him a career first victory a few weeks back. And now he will head for the checkered flag with perhaps another first, his first preliminary heat race win. Rick Broadwater in car number 9 takes the checkered flag. Speedway, Jeff Giles from Vanderbilt drives car 50, the only 7-time feature winner in any division here in car 50. Scott Margie of West Newton, Pennsylvania, car number 65, starting in 5th, and outside in car number 70. It's Andy Hogan in the Mopar Products machine. There's the green flag, 6 laps the distance. Yellow Book Charger Division Racing, trophies only. Street cars, street tires, drivers doing it for love, not money. And Jeff Giles has loved his 2005 season as he challenges in car number 50 for the 2nd position. Giles with 7 feature wins and 7 heat race wins. Jeff Giles from Vanderbilt in car 50 had never seen a checkered flag until 2005. When he opened the door to victory lane, he kicked it down with 7 wins. Out in front of this one, Victor Keller from Mount Pleasant in car 11. The number 11 of Keller that is leading this field was driven for several weeks by Tracy Keller. And now they have added a duct tape number 1 to the existing number 1 so that it takes on Victor's familiar number 11. Victor Keller leading Jeff Giles. 2 cars breaking away from Denny Keller in 3rd and Cliff Abbott in 4th. Crossed flags halfway. 3 down, 3 to go, and Jeff Giles aggressively taking the lead. He broke the back end loose and nearly collided with the nose of the 11 of Victor Keller. Giles had problems in last week's feature, but still marched through the field to pick up the win, his 7th of the year. Scott Margie in the 65 makes hard contact with the outside wall exiting turn 4. And now as he enters turn 2, his bumper from that Chevrolet Malibu creating fireworks on the speedway. He didn't lose a position, but did make hard contact with the wall coming out of turn 4. And now coming out of turn 4, Jeff Giles. Signaled for 1 lap to go. Scott Margie asked to pull into the pit area before that bumper breaks free and becomes debris on the speedway. For the final time in turns 3 and 4 from Vanderbilt, Pennsylvania, collecting his 8th preliminary heat race win of the season, it is Jeff Giles in car 50. Car number 15 is Jonathan Heilman from Bell Vernon. Outside of him, points leader and defending champion Frank Turek in car 5 from Mount Pleasant. Inside row 2 from Stoystown in car 74, Jason Holder. Outside in car 22, tonight's Subway Challenge driver Robin Rimmel. Those are the front 4 as we want to wave to Emily Ritchie from Beckwith Machinery in the Beckwith Material Handling Division night in the Smale Pontiac GMC pace car. Row number 3 contains the 78 of Joe Holp. Holp from Uniontown, Pennsylvania. Outside of him, the 76 of Tom Knight from Monroeville, Pennsylvania. In car number 31, it is Sean Phillips from Waynesburg, making only his 2nd start of the season. Outside in the 57, it's Andrew Kostelnik from North Braddock. The 35 car is driven by Bill Ashton from Hopwood. The 25 is last week's feature winner Dave Tavermina from Wilmerding. 64 is Bill Henry, 77 Rich Burbage, 88 Mike Holp, 6 Al Minjock. Feature racing action is underway on Beckwith Material Handling night. Subway Street Stocks going 20 laps, and if Robin Rimmel in car 22 can win this feature event, free 6-inch meatball subs for all adult ticket holders. Frank Turek, your early leader, the leading division winner. 3 wide back in the pack. Todd Knight outside. Joe Holp inside. Sean Phillips in the 31. Contact made in the rear of the field. Chaos happening behind the front 4. Sean Phillips now out to 5th, breaking away from a 2x2 battle. 35, Bill Ashton. 78, Joe Holp. 57, Andrew Kostelnik. The best battle on the racetrack is that for 6th, 7th, and 8th. Frank Turek in car number 5. So far this season, the leading feature winner with 6 wins. Leading the points over Jason Holder, who's 4th on the racetrack, 2nd in the standings. Jonathan Heilman of Bell Vernon is 2nd. Then it's Robin Rimmel, the Subway Challenge driver. On lap 3 of 20, Frank Turek is breaking away from the pack, and now it's a challenge for 2nd. Robin Rimmel takes the Ford Thunderbird to the inside of Jonathan Heilman's Monte Carlo. Rimmel takes over the 2nd spot, and now it's door-to-door with Jason Holder and Jonathan Heilman. Holder in car 74 taking away the 3rd position. Holder is 2nd in the championship standings. Holder in 3rd, chasing Rimmel, chasing Turek. Frank Turek, the defending points champion in the division out front. He's got a 15-16 car length advantage over Robin Rimmel. You 6-inch meatball sub fans have got to be cheering for Robin Rimmel in car 22. He's advanced a couple of positions, and he's got Frank Turek in his sights with clear racetrack separating himself from the points leader. Jason Holder is moving up to Rimmel's rear bumper in 3rd. Then it's Heilman hanging on to 4th. battle could be developing for the 5th position. In car 35, Bill Ashton with 1 feature win, and Sean Phillips in car 31 in his 2nd week of racing this year. Last week he had a top 5 finish in his first start. He's knocking on the door of a 5th place finish again. This time in turn number 3, Phillips closing right to the back bumper of Ashton, who slips up the racetrack just a bit. That bobble allows Phillips to challenge for 5th, headed into turn number 1. It's lap number 8 of 20. Sean Phillips in 31, his 2nd start of the season. He's got the fender almost even to the number 35 on Bill Ashton's machine. They're door to door in turn number 3. Just about swapping decals in turn 4. Contact is made and Sean Phillips takes away 5th. Sean Phillips in 5th, working lap number 9. Jonathan Heilman 4th. Jason Holder in 3rd. Robin Rimmel, the Subway Challenge driver, in 2nd. And Frank Turek up front. Last week he was 2nd to career first winner Dave Tavermina. And this week Turek sees the crossed flags indicating 10 down, 10 to go. If Frank Turek can hang on to win, he will join only Jeff Giles as 7-time feature winners this season. Coming into tonight's racing action, Frank Turek is leading by just about 38 points over Jason Holder, who's 3rd on the racetrack. The battle for 5th has rekindled on lap 12. We saw Sean Phillips make slight contact with Bill Ashton in the 35. Headed down the back straight now, Phillips and Ashton are again bumper to bumper in the battle for 5th. Jonathan Heilman is all by himself in the 15 in 4th, but behind him the battle raging on for a 5th place finish. Sean Phillips, who finished 5th last week, and Bill Ashton, who won the Subway Street Stock feature about 3 weeks ago, challenging him on lap 13. Phillips very close to the outside retaining wall that time, and into turn 3, maintains his advantage. Just about 1 full car length, he holds off Ashton. Best battle on the speedway is that for 5th, while Frank Turek continues to lead over Subway Challenge driver Robin Rimmel. 2nd in the points, Jason Holder 3rd. Jonathan Heilman in 4th, having an excellent run. The teenager from Bell Vernon in car 15 doing a stand-up job this evening. He's had a hard luck 2005. Signal given for 5 laps to go. The battle for 5th is now a 3-car fight. Sean Phillips hangs on to 5th officially, as he did at the scoring line by inches over Bill Ashton. And look at Andrew Kostelnik coming to life in car 57, gaining on those 2 automobiles. 3-car fight in the battle for 5th. In turn number 1, Bill Ashton maintains his line to the inside of Sean Phillips. 35 and 31 cars battling for 5th. Andrew Kostelnik makes contact with the rear bumper of Ashton's machine. Kostelnik is coming to life in car 57 in the late stages of this feature event. Side by side, it is still Sean Phillips in 5th on lap 17, while the top 4 cars are spaced out around the speedway. Sean Phillips was a guest on our NASCAR pre-race radio show this evening on 590 AM. He told us that he wasn't happy with that car's performance despite finishing 5th in its first outing last week. He made some changes to the car, and he has 2 laps to hold off Bill Ashton and try and match last week's top 5 finish. Kostelnik back in 7th. Meanwhile, at the scoring line, the white flag is waving for Frank Turek. The 2004 points champion from Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania in car number 5 has been the dominant feature winner this season, leading the point standings. He's won 6 times coming into tonight's racing action. And the go-kart speedway promoter and part-time racer Frank Turek sees the checkered flag for win number 7. Frank Turek, a Subway gift certificate for you. Boy, another hard-fought win. It is really warm out here, and I know you have more fun at MOTORDROME Speedway than maybe anybody else on a weekly basis, but you look like you're pretty tuckered out after that one.
Oh, there's a lot of heat out there tonight. It's hot in there.
Now, you had yourself pretty well up front from the beginning of this one. We told the fans that you've come from deep in this field several times, and last week you chased home a first-time feature winner. Here you are for the 7th time. This winning's getting to be old hat for you.
I don't ever get old.
I was telling the fans that you're a go-kart track promoter as well. So tell everybody about a typical weekend for Frank Turek. It's racing all the way around for you, isn't it?
We go racing Friday night at MOTORDROME. We got the Acme Speedway on Saturdays, and we're at Latrobe Speedway on Sunday nights.
Can't get enough racing and can't get enough winning. For the 7th time now, you have to know these sponsors off by heart. So without looking at the car, a chance to thank your crew and sponsors.
I want to thank Latrobe Speedway, Westside Lube and Tire, Seacrest, Frank Turek Heating and Plumbing, Subway, and Beckwith tonight for sponsoring the event. And the fans.
There he is, the 7-time winner in the Subway Street Stocks, defending champion and points leader, Frank Turek, winning the first feature on Beckwith Material Handling Night. Tickets. True in their forklift line. The forklifts sold here in the United States are assembled in Columbus, Indiana, with components manufactured in Wisconsin, Ohio, Michigan, North Carolina, and Kentucky. The Toyota forklift is like a Camry with a day job. Beckwith sells both new and used forklifts, parts, service, and rentals. Plant safety products and operator training are also available. Just dial 1-800-221-LIFT for all your material handling needs. Beckwith's territory goes east to Altoona, north to Erie, and south to Clarksburg. If you are here or there or anywhere in between, call Beckwith for your material handling needs. We are happy to have our marketing partners, Beckwith Material Handling Division, with us tonight. Highlighted in our parade tonight is the #1 brand of forklift in the United States, Toyota. With its revolutionary safety standards and reliability, the Toyota forklift is the best overall value in the industry. Beckwith provides on-site service through a comprehensively equipped fleet of field service vans and trucks, as featured tonight in our parade on the front straight. Beckwith, along with Toyota Material Handling, is proudly sponsoring Steve Black in the late model division. Beckwith's staff not only enjoys racing on the weekends, but rodeos as well. A special MOTORDROME welcome to Betsy Griffin, the rental and used equipment coordinator in her detailed horse trailer. Betsy competes in barrel racing events with her horse, Baron. Welcome, Betsy Griffin, to the MOTORDROME Speedway. Parts, service, and rentals, give our good friends at Beckwith Machinery's Material Handling Division a call at 1-800-221-LIFT. Also want to thank our good friends at Smale Pontiac GMC, sponsors of the May 27th racing program, which included the Smale Pontiac GMC 25-lap modified from our good friends at Smale Pontiac GMC, located on Route 30 in Greensburg. Once again, you can visit the Smale website for all the latest on their family of cars and service. That website, once again, smaleauto.com for Smale Pontiac GMC, located on Route 30 in Greensburg. And now we're going to turn the microphone over to one of the folks from Smale to introduce this lineup of beautiful automobiles.
Thank you very much, and on behalf of Smale Auto Group, I want to welcome everybody here to MOTORDROME tonight, and we got a good lineup of cars coming down the front stretch here. Joe Yeckel's in our first car. This first car is an all-new 2006 Pontiac G6 GTP Coupe. With you behind the wheel of this car, a 240 horsepower V6 with 18-inch forged alloy wheels, you will be the envy of all your neighbors. Another model in the G6 lineup is the V6 sedan with anti-lock brakes, traction control, 6-disc CD changer, plus the largest moonroof in its class. This is a good-looking car. Wave, guys. Next is a 2005 Cadillac Escalade. The most powerful full-size sport utility, this all-wheel drive V8 has navigation, moonroof, and lots more. All right, next, a sport utility, a 2005 GMC Envoy. This sport utility rides like a luxury car but can tow up to 6,100 pounds. Woo!
You gotta be kidding me.
How do we do it?
Is that fact or fiction?
Next, we have the GMC Sierra 3/4 ton crew cab 4-wheel drive. This truck is equipped with a 6,000 V8 and is capable of towing a small house. And last but certainly not least, we thought you might see some lightning tonight, but you're definitely going to see some thunder. The 400 horsepower 2005 Pontiac GTO.
Serves as a part-time school bus, loaded with youngins.
It's going to handle the green flag as we get set for 35 laps of action. John Komarinsky and Mike Adams, the front row. There's the green flag and we're underway. 35 laps the distance, and a veteran starting up front takes the lead. John Komarinsky, the Rolling Rock 33. He's been very fast the last 4 or 5 weeks of competition, even though this is a backup machine to the car he destroyed 3 weeks ago. Tony Mussolino, the rookie, in second position. Rookie challenging veteran. Pittsburgh's Tony Mussolino in car number 12. The Hayes Heating and Cooling Snyder Exxon HK Equipment Company Chevrolet to the inside of Komarinsky. Can't make a pass that time. Mussolino, the dirt track racing veteran, in his rookie season on pavement, leading sophomore driver Brandon Mans, who is third, with Gary Wiltrout now in striking distance, the former champion in car number 60. Wiltrout from Somerset, Pennsylvania, 1 feature win so far this season. He's door to door with Brandon Mans in turn number 1 on lap 3. Gary Wiltrout, Brandon Mans, door-to-door racing down the back straight into turn number 3. Mans, in his first year of driving for a family-owned team, which is a rookie late model team. Last season, he was the hired gun for the Bellevue chassis number 38 car. This season, his entire team moves up to the late model division. Gary Wiltrout in car 60 sends the sophomore driver back to 4th, and just as quickly, last week's winner Richard Mitchell is challenging for top 5 positions in car 22. Working lap number 5, John Komarinsky continues to lead. He and Tony Mussolino have broken away by some distance from former champion Gary Wiltrout and former champion Richard Mitchell. Mitchell now quickly diving to the inside of Wiltrout. Wiltrout in his first season driving the Benz Motorsports number 60 car. Wiltrout, a teammate to Bobby Henry, losing the 3rd position to Richard Mitchell in a family-owned operation. Last season, Mitchell drove the Benz Motorsports 60, and he passes that team's entry for 3rd position on lap number 6. We're now working lap 7. Mitchell quickly breaks away from Wiltrout. Best battle on the track now is that for 5th. Bobby Henry, the 4-time feature winner in car number 11, is trying to make his way beneath car 15 of Brandon Mans, who started up front. Mans falling back through this field is now side by side with West Virginian John Messenger. Mr. Consistency in car number 51, door to door with the sophomore in car 15. Just in front of them, it's Bobby Henry, then a door-to-door battle between Rick Miller, the Dunbar Dominator, 2-time and defending champion, diving under Wiltrout. Messenger completes his pass of Mans. Miller completes his pass of Wiltrout. Wiltrout and his teammate now, side by side. Bobby Henry from Connellsville in car 11. He takes away a position. Meanwhile, up front, all eyes focus on the lead. Lap number 10 and a challenge for the win. Tony Mussolino, the rookie driver in car number 12, challenges veteran John Komarinsky. They're door-to-door into turn number 3 with Richard Mitchell, last week's winner, looking on. And Tony Mussolino nearly loses the car out of turn 4. In true dirt track fashion, he saves the car from a broad slide on the front straight. Mussolino competes on Saturdays at Dirt's Monster Half Mile, Pittsburgh's Pennsylvania Motor Speedway. As a rookie on pavement, he will have to fend off last week's winner Richard Mitchell to maintain the lead. He will not. Mussolino leads his first feature lap as a rookie. It's lap 11, but by lap 12, Richard Mitchell of Brewston Mills, West Virginia, makes his way to the front. Komarinsky hangs on to 3rd, and now up to 4th. Rick Miller in car 25. Miller closing in on Komarinsky. That will be the battle for 3rd. On lap 13, 4 cars breaking away up front. Rick Miller in car 25, the last to join this battle, has now climbed into third, sending Komarinsky to the back of the lead pack. Richard Mitchell out in front. Tony Mussolino having his best career run. The rookie in car number 12, second place on the racetrack. Rick Miller, the Brooks Automotive Group, Valvoline 25, challenging now to the inside of the rookie. Chevrolet Monte Carlo for Tony Mussolino. Brooks Automotive Pontiac Grand Prix for Rick Miller. Still side by side down the back straight behind leader Richard Mitchell. Mussolino has yet to see a checkered flag in his young career. Rick Miller, the only 5-time winner in the NASCAR late models this season in car 25, taking away the second position at the scoring line on lap 16. Komarinsky in car 33, fading back from the top 3 now in the 4th spot with Bobby Henry in 5th. Up front, it's all Richard Mitchell. Mitchell has made only 6 starts this season. He's got 3 feature victories already. Richard Mitchell, the former ARCA Super Speedway and NASCAR Busch Series competitor, returns to his roots in short track racing, and we'll see the crossed flags indicating halfway through tonight's Beckwith Material Handling Division feature. Rick Miller, the points leader in car number 25, is up to second on the speedway. The man second in the point standings, Bobby Henry, has just taken 4th away from John Komarinsky with an inside pass in car number 11. Henry to 4th, Mussolino hanging on to 3rd after leading his first career lap. Rick Miller is 2nd, Richard Mitchell up front. The 2 drivers leading this field are both 2-time champions of Motordrome Speedway. Richard Mitchell, the 1990 and 2000 champion. Rick Miller, the 2003-2004 champion. Tony Mussolino, the rookie, is 3rd, then Bobby Henry. John Komarinsky hanging on to a top 5 position in car number 33, but that's going to develop into a battle very quickly. On the front straight and at the scoring line, John Messenger, the Advance Auto Parts Dare Monte Carlo, challenging the Rolling Rock Green Light 33. Messenger, the West Virginian, to the inside. Car number 51 of John Messenger, another dirt track convert to asphalt racing, has taken the spot away from veteran John Komarinsky. Messenger now in the top 5. 4th, Bobby Henry. 3rd, Tony Mussolino, working lap number 22 as car number 22. Richard Mitchell leads the 2-time and defending champ Rick Miller. Mitchell's car made its debut midway through the season. Mitchell is not a contender for the championship because he missed weeks of racing early this season. Since that car has come out, he won on his first visit to the Speedway in his first event of 2005. Since then, 2 more victories, and the Howard Concrete Pumping Tom Clark Chevrolet out in front of Rick Miller. Working lap 24 of 35. Mitchell with about a straightaway advantage between himself and the first lapped traffic that he will encounter. Working lap 26, leader Richard Mitchell will be approaching lap traffic with Rick Miller in 2nd, about 12 car lengths, maybe 14 car lengths behind the leader. Then rookie Tony Mussolino with an outstanding run in 3rd spot as Gary Wiltrout makes a pit stop, bringing the Benz Motorsports 60 in. He will be done for the event. It's lap 27, Wiltrout into the pits. Tommy Beck has already retired car number 91, and now the second victim of the attrition in this event, 60 of Wiltrout. Leader Richard Mitchell now in lap traffic. He has cleared the Beckwith Machinery number 1 of Steve Black. Steve Black, a late model, competing with the super late models. He's moved up a division with car number 1. And now the leaders have Mike Adams to contend with. Richard Mitchell has already put the 43 car lap down. Rick Miller will be the next to do so here on lap number 29. Battle developing for third in turn number 2. And headed down the back straight, Bobby Henry in car number 11 from deep in this field has moved up to challenge Tony Mussolino in car 12. Mussolino moves to the low side of Steve Black's lapped number 1 car. Henry follows suit, headed into turn number 1. It's lap 30 of 35. Mitchell continues to lead. We're watching the battle for third. In the center of the back straight, Tony Mussolino, a dirt track racer on Saturday nights, and longtime dirt track veteran Bobby Henry in car 11, challenging him for third on the racetrack. Nearly a dead heat at the scoring line on lap 31. Third officially to Bobby Henry that lap. Mussolino tried to retake that position unsuccessfully, and now Henry underneath the Mike Adams 43 car, putting him a lap down, about to run away from rookie Tony Mussolino. Miller is second on the racetrack and first in the standings. Bobby Henry is third on the racetrack, second in the season-long point standings. They're both chasing Richard Mitchell as the signal given for 2 laps to go to the Brewston, West Virginia driver. This event on Beckwith Machinery Material Handling Division night going caution-free. Richard Mitchell will be seeing the white flag. Final lap. Mitchell with 3 victories this season could tie Bobby Henry for second in the feature win column. Both those drivers could have 4 wins in just a moment. Rick Miller, the only 5-time winner, looking on from the second position, and indeed a 4th win. Richard Mitchell takes another checkered flag. Rick Miller coming home in second, Bobby Henry 3rd, rookie Tony Mussolino is 4th, John Messenger completing the top 5. Well, you've got a batting average that is almost unmatched here at MOTORDROME Speedway. In 6 starts, you've parked in victory lane 4 times. And I know I said it once at the beginning of the season, but when it's hot, humid, and muggy outside, car number 22 gets to the front every time.
I don't know why. You know, back when we ran here, 5-6 years ago, the same thing in that green car. The hotter it was out, the hotter the racetrack was, it just seemed like the better our car handled. And, these guys keep setting it up, and it works, but the car still has a little bit of a loose problem coming up off the corner. I don't know if you can see when it wiggles coming up off underneath people, but we got to get that figured out. But yeah, we're doing pretty good.
When you return to your roots here in the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series, you told us on our pre-race radio show that you were concerned about short-distance features. Features you were used to 100 laps, 200, 250, and 400 lap races. What kind of strategy do you take into the cockpit each night here at MOTORDROME?
Well, it's all about car setup is what it's all about. We always had our car set up pretty good for the longer races. With this new car, we're not sure yet how it's going to react. We got the short races down pretty good down here. Jennerstown, we're not doing too hot up there. We went up there one night and it wasn't too good, but it's all in the race car setup. I mean, you got to do different things for the shorter races and do different things for the longer races.
Last week, you told us here in Victory Lane that starting position is very, very important. As last week's winner, you're starting from the tail of the field. Is that intimidating when you see the guys lined up in front of you?
Definitely. I had Gary in front of me, and then I had Bobby and Rick on the outside of me there, and I knew that in the first 5 or so laps, you got to go. That's all there is to it. With 35 laps, 15, 20 laps, you know what's going to happen to the race car. Either the car's going to get tight or it's going to get loose, and as you go, it just gets worse. And you got to get to the front. That's all there is to it in the minimum amount of time.
He did it tonight in the minimal time. A chance to thank your sponsors and crew.
Yeah, I got to thank Frank Howard with Howard Concrete Pumping, Carvel Ice Cream Stores, Turnkey Foundations, Tom Clark Auto Family, Kevin Foreman Drywall, BFS Foods. Got to thank my parents, my brother, all my cousins, all the help we get. Got to thank the fans and Beckwith for putting on the show tonight. See everybody next week.
There he is, 4 times a winner, Richard Mitchell from Brewston Mills, West Virginia. Starting on the pole in car number 11 after a strong performance in his preliminary heat race, John Krabanich from East McKeesport. Outside in car 16, three-time winner Gary Scott from Harrison City in car 16. 04 is last year's Charger Division champion Bob Shipp from Elizabeth. Outside the 5 is Jim Nicola from Pittsburgh. The 3 car is driven by Matt Smith from New Eagle, Pennsylvania. The 97 is George P. Nicola from Pittsburgh. Tom Frank from Concord, Ohio, the teenage driver in car number 6. Bo Glemba from Charleroi drives the 99. Matt Panaya from Plumboro in car 32. Tom Knight in car 76. Mike Bacalon in 98. Adam Kostelnik in 60. Green flag waving, 20 lap, regularly scheduled feature event, and hard into the wall is Bob Shipp on top of Jim Nicola. Bo Glemba is collected, Tom Knight is collected, hard contact, the 04 of Shipp. It's also collected Harry Opfer and Ben Easler, but the 04 of Shipp got airborne, landed on top of the 5 of Jim Nicola. Bob Shipp in the 04 car, the Elizabeth, Pennsylvania rookie driver. He has 2 preliminary heat race wins this season and was last year's Charger Division champion. In the pit area, Bo Glemba makes a pit stop with 2 flat tires, and defending champion points leader Adam Kostelnik, the orange number 60 machine, also making a pit stop, flat tires, a result of that incident on the back straight. We see Jim Nicola climbing out of car number 5, the former division champion from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Nicola, champion of the division in 2001 and 2003. He climbs out of his machine, and last year's Charger Division champion in the 04, Bob Shipp, sustains hard damage after being lofted in the air at the start of this Smale Pontiac GMC modified feature. Had a great starting spot going for that machine. Tough break for a driver who showed promise this season in the Smale Pontiac GMC modified division. 2 heat race wins as a division rookie. And a tough break here tonight, lap number 1. Second row, Matt Smith, the veteran, George Nicola, the 97. Here's the green flag, 20 laps of Smale Pontiac GMC modified racing. The open-wheeled Warriors about to do another 20 laps. The 12 of Brad Calvert, the Ohio driver, not up to speed on the start. They're 3 wide down the back straight. Bo Glemba against the outside retaining wall. Chris Dodds on the inside. Huffman in the 9 on the inside. Up front, it's all Gary Scott, John Provanich, and George Nicola. Action in the rear of the field starts to settle down. John Provanich in car number 11 in the 2nd position. Last season he finished 7th in the final point standings. He has a 3-time feature winner in front of him in the form of Gary Scott, and a 2-time feature winner right behind him in George P. Nicola. Matt Smith in car 3 is 4th. Smith got a feature win last season and 3 heat race wins so far in 2005. Matt Panaya racing in the top 5 here as we get ready to work lap number 3 of 20. Division points leader Adam Kostelnik had to make a pit stop. He's passed 5, 6 cars, now working to the inside of Tom Knight Jr. in car 76. He takes away that position. Bo Glemba similarly moving up through the field. Harry Opfer drops out in the 01 car headed to the pit area. Gary Scott leading this event, John Provanich, George P. Nicola, Matt Smith. Then Matt Panaya, all with about 3 or 4 car lengths advantage between one another up front. Best battle on the track is for 6th. Mike Bacalon challenging car number 6 in the 6th position. That's young Tom Frank. Frank from outside the Cleveland area, falling back 1 spot to North Versailles, Mike Bacalon. Working lap number 6 of 20. Bacalon in 6th, Panaya 5th, Smith 4th, George P. Nicola 3rd, and John Provanich in the 11 car having a great ride in 2nd position. John Provanich not competing with with us each and every week this season at Motordrome, but is very, very strong tonight. He may be gaining on leader Gary Scott. Scott has 3 wins and may be feeling a challenge from Provanich very soon. Meanwhile, back in the battle for 4th, bumper to bumper, Matt Panaya and Matt Smith. Bacalon joins that fight, making it 3 cars battling for 4th. Bacalon looks to the high side of Panaya, who's looking to make a move underneath of Matt Smith. Nose to tail as they cross the scoring line, working lap number 9. Best battle on the speedway is for 4th. Panaya now has position inside of Matt Smith in car 3. Down the back straight, 32 car and the 3 car. Wheel to wheel, Smith maintains the position into turn number 3. Halfway through this feature, leaders reach the scoring line, 10 laps to go. Gary Scott with hardly any breathing room between himself and John Provanich. Provanich closes the gap even more down the back straight. A slight bobble as he got back on the accelerator gave Gary Scott about 2 more car lengths, but John Provanich is coming. Gary Scott, tough to beat when he starts up front, 3-time winner this season already. John Provanich has not won a modified feature in his career, and as he looked to be closing on Gary Scott, the 11 machine seems to be loose handling now on lap 12. Twice he's had to go cautiously through corners, allowing Gary Scott to open up a 5-6 car length advantage. Provanich in the 11 still maintains his advantage over George P. Nicola in 3rd, and that battle for 4th continues to heat up. Now in turn 4, Matt Panaya, Matt Smith in the 3, and Mike Bacalon working lap number 13 of 20. Matt Smith using an unusual line through turn number 1. Matt Panaya nearly to his rear bumper, and first feature winner tonight, Mike Bacalon, right there in the thick of it. Smith now getting loose in car 3, forces Panaya to back off and lets Bacalon go wheel to wheel with him in turn number 1 on lap 14. Matt Smith all by himself now in 4th with a couple of car length advantage over wheel to wheel racing between Matt Panaya and 2-time feature winner Mike Bacalon. 5 laps to go. Panaya and Bacalon closing back in on Matt Smith. Top 3 cars about a straightaway ahead of the battle for 4th. Gary Scott, John Provanich, George P. Nicola running away at the front of this field. Then Matt Smith, Matt Panaya, and Mike Bacalon fiercely challenging one another for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Headed down the front straight, Gary Scott has to make a move to avoid the 9 of Rick Huffman, the lapped car. It's lap 17 and into turns 1 and 2. Excitement up front created by the back marker, Rick Huffman in the 9 car. Gary Scott couldn't choose a lane, ended up going beneath him and nearly to the grass in turn 1 to complete the pass, putting Huffman a lap down. Caution flag as Panaya and Smith spin from top 5 positions in turn 3. 32, Matt Panaya from Plumboro. 3, Matt Smith from New Eagle tangle while battling for the 4th position. Scott, Provanich, Nicola, Bacalon, and Frank the top 5. Gary Scott and John Provanich over George Nicola and Mike Bacalon. 3 laps to go. Adam Kostelnik, the leading division winner with 5. Scott could move into 2nd in the win column with a 4th triumph tonight. John Provanich had closed the gap on him early in this race, but seemed to have a loose handling condition in recent laps. He has 2 more laps to try and make a move for his first career win. Mike Bacalon has moved to the top side of the racetrack, trying to take 3rd position from George P. Nicola. White flag in the air for Gary Scott. Scott comes into tonight 2nd in the point standings, trailing by more than 50, and Provanich is into the wall, 2nd place car. He comes back out into traffic. Tom Frank and Adam Kostelnik make evasive moves around him. There's the checkered flag in a chaotic last lap. Gary Scott, your winner. Prabanich can barely get across the line for a top 10 spot. Out of the car, the feature winner. How about a round of applause for Gary Scott from Harrison City? On Beckwith Machinery Material Handling Division night, we find a 4-time winner in Gary Scott. Last time you won a feature, we didn't talk to you at all. We talked to your crew chief because he likes to talk. You got another guy on your crew named Ed Deneen. He's won 7 times and he likes to talk. Now, what do you have to say after all this?
I'd just like to thank all the sponsors, obviously all the fans, the sponsors, Swissfell Music, Ed's Auto Service, Imperial Heights, APS, American Power Supply, and Garmac, Drew's Restaurant, Crown. Once again, all the fans, and obviously Beckwith for sponsoring the race tonight. Appreciate it. Dedicated to my father.
Race dedicated to his father. That's certainly always welcome. You're going to go into a photo session here in just a minute. Your 4th of the year. Kostelnik has 5 wins. You've got 4. You're 2nd in the championship title. Tell us what a championship in this division would mean.
That'd be great. I'm getting kind of old here. I got to do it sooner or later. Yeah.
You switched over from dirt track racing. You had some success there. Now as a winner on asphalt, you would never go back to dirt track racing. Even on a hot night like this, when these asphalt cars get so hot, you would never trade this for the world.
No, we're doing much better here. It's a better setup. I mean, we're just whatever we're doing right. So appreciate it.
He's 2nd in the championship standings and gaining on points leader Adam Kostelnik. He's Gary Scott. The car that was just in victory lane, Ed Deneen from Wilkinsburg, is the division points leader and a crew member for Gary Scott's modified number 16. Bill Oldham from Connellsville drives car number 5, starting in 4th. Roger Bryan in car 12 starts 5th. Larry Vance in car 28 starts 6th. Let's hear the salute of car horns from the Advance Auto Parts American Flyers. They're so stock they keep the horns and brake lights. You want to see stock car racing? Here it is for you at MOTORDROME Speedway. Row 3 again, Roger Bryan from right here in Smithton. Larry Vance in the 28, a feature winner earlier this season. Gene Greco in car number 22 starts inside row number 4. Outside, Kevin Ludwig from Star Junction, Pennsylvania, the 51. The 05 is Andy Giles from Vanderbilt. And starting scratch, last week's feature winner, rookie Richie Miller in car number 87. There's the green flag. 8 laps, the feature distance. Last week, a violent crash on lap number 1 slowed the action. Tonight, we're safely down the front straight, still going 3 wide. No stranger to that kind of competition here in the Advance Auto Parts American Flyers. This is an economical way to move from the grandstands to the speedway. Chuck Hall will lead lap number 1 with the division points leader, Ed Deneen, to his inside, Aaron Minjock to his outside. Look at the 3-wide battle up front. Deneen on the grass, Chuck Hall on the grass. Minjock gets the lead after multi-car contact up front. Drivers make a minimal investment in equipment, but a significant investment in safety, and that's the reason we can race 3 wide on the grass. These drivers are protected by roll cages after they take the glass out of the cars. An affordable and fun way to go racing. Minjock, your leader, as Chuck Hall is shuffled back after multi-car contact up front. Ed Deneen, the man in 2nd place, the dominant feature winner. 6 times he's won in this division so far this year. Minjock in car number 34, yet to see a checkered flag in his racing career. We're working lap number 3 of 8. Richie Miller started scratch on the field. He's up to 4th. The 21-year-old rookie, 2nd-generation driver, challenging for 3rd position, while Ed Deneen, the points leader, challenges for the lead. Minjock out in front by a fender. Crossed flags halfway, 4 down, 4 to go. Door to door in the race for the lead. door handle to door handle, molding strip to molding strip. The factory 4-cylinder cars diving into turn 3. Ed Deneen and Aaron Minjock swapping the lead on lap 5, points leader out in front. Minjock in second, rookie Richie Miller from last to third, last week's winner in car 87. Side-by-side battle now for fifth. Roger Bryan, the hometown favorite, and Larry Vance in car 28. Vance third in the point standings from Murraysville, Pennsylvania, loses a position to Bryan in the 12. Ed Deneen, a couple weeks ago, said that he won for the first time on the same night as Gary Scott. As a crew member on the Gary Scott Modified, these drivers each have several wins this season, but it was the first time that they both won on the same night. And as the white flag is waving, it looks like that feat will happen once again, as both of the Swiss Vale Music entries, number 16, will be headed to victory lane unless Aaron Minjock can make up 12 car lengths on the final lap. Richie Miller, a valiant effort from last to third. Here comes the checkered flag. He's kicking up dirt. Ed Deneen will get the feature victory. Out of the car, he can hear you. Ed Deneen, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Ed Deneen, no stranger to victory lane, Subway gift certificate for you. Now, for the second time, you and Gary Scott win on the same night in matching paint jobs. You're a member of his crew. Second time this has ever happened, right?
Yeah, that's it. This is the second time it's ever happened. Yeah, it worked out good tonight. We just had a lot of good luck, I guess, you know. And got good starting positions, and the car worked real well and everything. So that's, worked out good for us.
Now, we keep talking to drivers like Gary Scott, who switched over from dirt track racing to asphalt. Even on that last lap, you're doing some dirt track racing over here in turns 3 and 4. What's that about?
Well, sometimes you can't get around. There's no place to go. You guys got 2 and 3 wide, and you got to get around them. You try to go through and sometimes you grab that edge, and it pulls you in. And you're trying to get through it, and you can't. It hooks your wheel, and you can't get out, and you have to drive out. So sometimes you got to go under. You got to go around. There's just no place to go. So I try to do as much as I can to get past there. But everybody worked pretty good. Everybody got through. No damage anywhere. So that's good. Yeah, just hard racing. Now, Aaron ran real good there. He ran me hard, both in the hot laps and in feature. Both. I want to congratulate him. He ran good. It was clean. Everything worked good. We're just pleased to be in victory lane tonight. I want to thank Advanced Auto Parts for sponsoring our class. I want to thank Swiss Vale Music, obviously, Engine Express. I want to thank Advanced Automotive and Metro Construction, Lamar Kitchens. I want to thank him guys for sponsoring me tonight. Thank all the fans for coming out and watching us.
He's headed for a photo session with the Crickets from Cricket Mobile. He's Ed Deneen. Part of Denny Keller up front. On the pole, has yet to see a checkered flag. Outside of him, Tracy Keller, a 4-time heat race winner, and the feature winner on opening night. There's the green flag. Dan Jordan and Gary Ankrum get together hard in turn number 1, and they're still making contact. Ankrum and Jordan locked up in turn 1. Made contact 4 different times. The result is Ankrum at a stop, Jordan spinning, and there's the Yellow Book caution flag on lap 1 of the Yellow Book Chargers feature. Pair of Kellers leading the field to another green flag attempt to start Yellow Book Charger 15-lap feature. 13, Denny Keller. 1, Tracy Keller. 51, Clifford Abbott. 9, Rick Broadwater. 3 wide in the middle of the pack. Andy Hogan in the 70 on the inside. Jeff Giles, the meat of the sandwich, the 04 of Ship. Brian Ship, the outside. Jeff Giles has already passed 5 cars in his march to the front. Tracy Keller, the leader on lap 1 by a fender over Denny Keller. Tracy Keller out in front. Denny Keller in second, Rick Broadwater in the 9. Side by side for fourth, it's Jeff Giles and Clifford Abbott in the 51. Abbott, the Perryopolis driver. Abbott is a hired gun driving a car owned by Kevin Ludwig, who just competed in the Advance Auto Parts American Flyer division. He loses fourth to Jeff Giles. Meanwhile, Broadwater plays bumper tag with Keller. That's the battle for second, which Jeff Giles is quickly joining. Giles to the outside of Broadwater. Giles and Rick Broadwater drove to the finish for Broadwater's first win by only 2 inches. They were glued together at the line in a photo finish. This time Giles distances himself from Broadwater and now takes away second from the 13 of Denny Keller. The 9 of Rick Broadwater still trying to complete his pass of Denny Keller in the 13. We're working lap number 4 of 15. Tracy Keller out in front. Jeff Giles in second. Broadwater nearly has cleared Keller in that battle for third. They're rubbing fenders in turn 3, door to door in turn 4. Broadwater will take away third spot on lap number 5. Tracy Keller, your leader in car number 1. This the car that he drove to victory on opening night. Jeff Giles, 7-time winner, started last, is second and closing on the leader. On lap 6, Jeff Giles, using the high side of the racetrack, allows Tracy Keller to stay in the groove that he chose from the start of this race. Keller in car number 1, 5th in the point standings last season, even after he had to miss several weeks of competition after a highway accident. Giles and Keller on the back straight will be just about even. Giles from last, Keller front row starter and race long leader to the inside in car number 1. Vanderbilt, Pennsylvania's Jeff Giles up top. Both cars drifting closer to the wall. Halfway mark. We are halfway through this 15-lap feature and at the scoring line officially. Jeff Giles has gone from last to first. Tracy Keller not willing to give up in that fight for his second win of the season. Jeff Giles has been the dominant car and fastest guy on the racetrack virtually all season long. Last week, he lost an exhaust pipe en route to his 7th win and now has a full 2-car length advantage over Tracy Keller. Keller from Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania in car number 1 has traded cars with his family members a couple of times this season, now again steering the winning machine from opening night. Third is Broadwater. On lap number 10, 3 cars have broken away from the rest of the field. The battle for fourth is still a family affair with Keller's. 13 car, Denny Keller. 11 car, Victor Keller. That's the battle for fourth with Clifford Abbott looking on from 5th. Top 3 cars strung out around the racetrack on lap 11. Kellers are door to door at the front straight. The 11 of Victor Keller, officially by inches the 4th place car. 5th place, Denny Keller. On lap 12 of 15, watching the heated battle for positions 4, 5, 6 on back. 2 rows of 2 wide racing, while the leaders have checked out and distanced themselves from one another and the rest of the field. White flag in the air for Jeff Giles. He looks to be headed for another comfortable victory. Cars still 2 by 2 battling for top 5 positions, nearly a half lap behind the leader. Coming home in second in this feature, it looks like it will be the one of Tracy Keller, who's second in the point standings. To championship standings leader Jeff Giles with an 8th feature win. Keller in second, Broadwater third, and here comes a family affair to the line for 5th. It will be the 13 of Denny Keller. Well, Jeff Giles, last week you set an unprecedented mark. You won your 7th feature. No one else here at the track has done that. Now you've won 8. Every week you keep setting yourself apart from everybody else.
Yeah, our car's really been good and dependable this year. I can't say the same for any other time we've ever been here, but it seems to be holding together. We get more than smoke out of it after the race every week. I don't know something's going in it. We're going to have to figure that out. Hope it don't slow me down any.
Talk about not being slowed down. Because you were last week's winner, you start absolutely last in the field and still come through for a win, but you had some paint trading moments up there with Tracy Keller.
Yeah, me and Tracy really didn't make contact. We were real close a few times, but we never touched. He raced me real clean, and I really appreciate him for doing that. I know he's second place, and this means a lot to him, but it means a lot to me to know he's a decent enough guy to run me clean.
He was indeed. That was a thrilling battle for a lap there while you guys were side by side. Now a chance to thank your sponsor for the 8th time.
I'd like to thank Giles Towing Service, Universal Ready Mix, Westside Lube and Tire, Hodge Transmission, Brooks Automotive Group, Painter's Choice, and Wes's Used Appliances.
There he is, Jeff Giles from Vanderbilt. He's off to meet the Crickets in Victory Lane. Thanks once again to Beckwith Machinery's Material Handling Division for presenting tonight's racing action.